Welcome to Hatter House.
Hey everyone, it's me, who also to be just sitting here at the McDonald's parking lot. I was trying to find some good light, but like it's all weird. See, it's had to drop off the taxes this morning. It's been kind of like a really crazy morning. Gonna get my $1.49 breakfast sandwich on the app. Any sandwich is breakfast sandwich with egg is $1.49, and I'm cheap, so I've been eating that for breakfast like for a while now. And I usually share. I'm weird. I eat weird. I take off the top of the sandwich and then I give it to the dogs. I split it in 3 and I share it with them. And I don't, ooh, you're feeding the dogs an English muffin or but whatever. And yeah, and then usually Josh takes a couple bites too. I don't know, but it's $1.49. You can't even buy 1 egg cheap. No, I'm just kidding. It's pretty freaking cheap nowadays. And I never said I was on a diet, so just eating better, making better choices, and still enjoying things I like, just in smaller portions. So, you know, whatever I'm doing, it seems to be working for me. Like, I know people were like, oh, you should be losing weight quicker. I've seen videos. Like, but the thing is, it's not realistic to me to go on some kind of like binge diet or specialty diet or anything like that, especially where I live. If that makes sense, because there's not a lot of choices. I couldn't sustain an affordable like specialty diet living here. Anything keto is way expensive. It is everywhere else too, but at least you have coupon deals and you can shop around and stuff, but you can't do that here unless you go out of town all the time, which honestly kind of negates some of the money that you're spending on saving on groceries going out of town, in my opinion. I mean, I like to, when we have to go out of town, or once in a while we will go out of town for groceries, but we'll buy a bunch. And also like there's stuff we can't get in town, so that's like, okay, cool. That light is bugging me. Yeah, but I decided to switch it up and tune in the car because, like I said, I had to drop off the taxes. I've been procrastinating so bad. I've been doing everyone's taxes. This week has just been really stressful for me. With the whole DVR job situation with Josh. And then like other stuff too, but that one's been a big stressor for me because it's a lot of stuff on me, like my back. And yeah, I don't know. And a lot of my friends are having really hard times, and it's kind of like making me feel bad because, you know, I care about my friends, obviously. So, and I just been overstimulated. I've been trying to push my boundaries on socializing more, and it does take a lot out of me. Like, some days I just don't feel like doing the people thing. Oh, and I finally have been able to switch over and do the intake and everything, and I finally get to see my therapist. Yay! They want us, the new place wants me to do, she was saying once a week, and I'm like, I don't think that's attainable. I was like, I can try to do twice a month. Like, honestly, once a month sometimes is even difficult for me, because like with everything I have going on, I have a hard time finding time for myself and to sit and do nothing. Well, it's not nothing, obviously, but do not a lot for like an hour. So, you know, like, even, okay, like, I've been trying to pop into some people's chats and say hi, And part of my thing is, I know this is a weird thing. Maybe, I don't know. I plan to pop in for a few minutes, but then I feel rude leaving. And I don't like to talk a lot. Not really into group chats or groups and like things. I like one-on-one conversations, maybe like one-on-two, like, you know, small, intimate things, and it's really hard with you know, and also I feel rude leaving, and I can't be on a chat for like 3 hours. I can't, and so I'm trying to work with that. I'm trying to be like, okay, I can pop in for like 10 minutes and say hi and chill or whatever, and then I end up staying for a half hour, but I'm like doing other stuff because it's playing on my TV, and I'm like working and doing paperwork and using my laptop and using my phone, and you know, like I'm trying to test my boundaries on things. Like, I also have this plan where in the yard I'm gonna put a couple chairs, and I'm gonna try to go out into the yard more. We have a huge yard. Our house is on a double lot. Because apparently the person who built it built the house like a solar thing, and the sun, they didn't want another house being built there to block the sun. So we have this huge yard. It's like our house is on like a third of an acre. There's room for like another house next to our house. So the dogs have tons of room to run. But yeah, it's a really cool design. Like, I found out that the person who built the house had built these solar walls, like out of brick, that were supposed to help cool and heat the house. But apparently somewhere along the line, they were removed, which makes me really mad. Because our house gets hot and our house gets freaking cold, and we use electric heaters because there is not a furnace, heating. I know the word, it's just escaping me right now, or the thing. There's no heating duct system or anything, and there's not really a way to build one unless we go through the crawl space in the attic, because there's not a crawl space under the house. Our pipes are in the cement, and that was another like way to keep the pipes from getting too cold. And yeah, and it's a cement floor, solid cement floor. So, but yeah, I found that out. It was very interesting to find out. It made a lot of sense, because for years I was like, why is there no real heater in this house? There's like, I don't know if you live in the Southwest, sometimes there'll be like a wall heater for the whole house. And that's what we had, and I don't like it because it just would always, it freaks me out. And I've never used it. It's disconnected for the most part. And there's no thermostat for it anymore. I removed it. So, and it just is in a weird spot. I don't know why it would be in the front of the house when you got like this whole freaking long house. But yeah, that was kind of interesting to learn about my house. That it was, I mean, those walls, I saw pictures and they were beautiful. I'm like, wow, that explains why these windows are so massive in my house too. Like, there's just like in the living room, it's just two window doors, just shaking the whole wall. So I can't put furniture on there. With my mind, I don't like furniture in front of windows. I don't like floating furniture. But with that wall, I could have put furniture there. It's a quirk. I don't like that kind of stuff. I like my furniture next to my walls. I like a lot of room. Our house is kind of small with the rooms. It's big, but it's small. I don't know how to explain it. The rooms are small to me. Maybe because I I see these rooms on TV and on YouTube, and they're huge, and like you can fit a couch and a bed in your bedroom. Or, you know, like we can't really even get a full-size couch in our living room. It will take up the whole wall, and then that's it, nothing else. So, but it works. It really worked for me when I got the house, because it was just me and the dogs for the most part. My ex was still around, but he like just chilled in the den, and I barely ever saw him because most of the time he was passed out. And then, you know, at the time when I bought the house, I already knew that I was planning on getting a divorce. So, and basically the main reason I bought the house was for the big yard and the doggy door and a huge fenced in yard, but it's not a privacy fence, it's just a chain link fence. So there's another reason why I'm like, I don't want to go out into the yard that much. And plus the heat. But if I do it early enough in the morning before the heat gets really bad, I should be good. Like, another thing, if you don't live in the Southwest, you have this window. Even when it's like 110 degrees in a day, you have this window until about noon that you can actually do things without your skin boiling off. So, yeah, because, I don't know who the heck that is that just messaged me on Facebook. Okay. So what I was saying is you have a window every day before this earth gets too hot to even live on. And yeah, you can go outside and you can do things. At night, it's beautiful. That's why I always wish things were open past 8 p.m. here. Sometimes they're open till like 9 p.m. But yeah, that's just like when the sun is going down. And then around 10 p.m. it's cool enough for you to live again. Like, it gets like 60, 70 degrees at night in the summer, even though the daytime is like 110, 115 degrees. So it's kind of like a foodie beauty situation. That's what she's gonna have to live on. But luckily, she's in a place where places are like 24 hours, I believe. That's the impression I got from the vlogs I was watching back when I used to watch her. And you have to drink lots of water because your skin dries out very easily. So it's just not fun. Scorched earth. Woo, and then it's getting hotter and hotter and hotter. But okay, so I had this plan where I'm gonna put chairs around the yard, and maybe if I get up and go out early enough, I can just walk a couple laps with the dogs. Nobody really will be out there. Everybody will still be asleep, and the weather will be good enough where I don't like die of heat exhaustion or sunstroke or something. And I know I'm over exaggerating right now if anyone's taking me seriously, because I know my limitations. And I just been really depressed this week too, because I think because of the extra Trulicity that I started taking. It usually would only be on Mondays when I'm really depressed, but now on Mondays the depression. Okay, honey, this is a parking lot. You may drive like that in Texas, but not here. Okay, sorry. I don't know if you saw my Speed Racer had to get his Egg McMuffin. Okay. Like I was saying, what was I saying? Bugger. Okay, no, so on Mondays, my depression was like twice as worse as it usually is. But I am taking twice the dose, so I guess that kind of makes sense. Okay, and it lasts longer, so I don't like that. But what can I do? Because it's really the only pill I can take, or not pill. Only thing I can take that doesn't give me worse side effects. Of all the stuff I've tried, of everything pretty much, this is the only one that hasn't had adverse side effects, and, well, extreme adverse side effects. because, yeah, I'm still functional, I'm still awake, I'm still alive, it works in the way it's supposed to. So I guess being depressed isn't that bad in the big scope of things. So this is also a truck stop. Everything here is a truck stop. So yeah, it's been really getting to me this week, on top of everything else. And that's why I didn't do a video yesterday. Like, I know it's probably a lame excuse. And plus, I've been kind of considering cutting back a little. I don't really need to do every day anymore. Or maybe I do. I don't know. So, I don't know. I've really been thinking about what I could do with the channel and what kind of videos I could do. I do want to keep a variety of videos. I'm never going to be able to fit everything into one box. Like, I'm so many things. And I think it's the borderline personality disorder. You know, if you know, you know. But one of the problems we have is we're not good at identities. And I've never been. And I don't adopt other people's personalities anymore. I've become to the point where I'm comfortable in me not having. I have a personality. I don't have an identity. I suppose that's why I always, hey, it's me. Who else would it be? You know, because that's what I am. I'm me. I don't have a niche or a clique or like hobbies. They come and ebb and flow. You know, I have certain things that I've stuck with, but I don't identify with them. Like, you know, just because I really like this music doesn't mean that I identify as whatever their band or singer stands are. You know, like people were like, oh, you're a Foodie Booty stan. No, I just freaking watch her videos because I kind of relate in a way. And even with Amberlynn, I relate in a way. I don't know them. I still watch Amberlynn. And I watch a few clean reaction channels on Foodie Booty because I still am concerned. You know, like, that's what it is. And I feel bad for people, or not bad, concerned. I care about people I haven't talked to in years. I care about people who've done me wrong and betrayed me. It doesn't mean I talk to them. It doesn't mean that, you know, like, I just care about them. I have compassion for humans. Even though I hate them. And it may sound crazy, and I don't care because I am crazy. I am 100% crazy. And then you look at the bumper sticker on the back of my car, it says Crazy Pit Lady. I'm not exaggerating. So anyways, you know, like, I still kind of root for her in not, I hope she, let me explain this. Hopefully people with logic will understand. I know some haters are too blind with their rage to understand what I'm saying, and if you want to hate me on that, that's fine. But I still hope that she will get help and turn it around. I don't know if that will happen, but I still hope for it. I hope that for every person who is hurting and has mental illness or addictions or whatever, and I know as somebody who lived with somebody, God, what is with these people speeding? Like, I didn't know the parking lot speed limit was 35 miles per hour. Okay. Have to wear a seatbelt parked. I'm being a feisty one. I've been very feisty all week. Snarky and rawr. Okay, so as I was saying, you know, I hope for everyone to turn it around. I know, but you can't make people do anything. And I've come to the point where I just walk away because Like, I'm not gonna waste my time and energy trying to make them see what they need to do. I may mention it a couple times, but when it becomes to the point of nagging, I'm done. I'm done. That's why sometimes, it drives me nuts with my husband, because I know I have to kind of nag because his memory isn't the greatest. So, while I may be mentioning something to him for the fourth time, it's probably the first time he's heard it to him. His TBI is, I don't want to say dementia, but sometimes that's how his memory is. His memory is really bad some days. Some days it's great. It just depends. And some certain times of days, if he works too hard, and people that have known him his entire life forget that he has the traumatic brain injury, which is really frustrating because they get mad at him for not remembering things. And it's literally not his fault. It's literally not his fault. This morning, we were supposed to go get Lola's blood work done. And this was kind of on both of us because, I reminded him last night, but then Junior got his wild hair this morning at 6 a.m. and woke us up. And we were all discombobulated. Because when I say Junior gets his wild hair, he just out of nowhere pops up out of bed like a freaking vampire out of a coffin, and starts bouncing on the bed and wagging his butt and making weird noises, and he just won't stop until we wake up and feed them. So, and then usually Penny gets fed first, and then Junior and Lola. If it would have went the way it usually does in the morning, we would have been awake enough to remember that she had an appointment today and we weren't supposed to feed her in the morning because she was supposed to do fasting blood work. But he woke us up, and I was not even awake when Josh went to feed them, and Josh wasn't awake when he went to feed them. You know how it is. You're moving, but your brain's not awake. So what I've come to the conclusion is I have to reschedule the appointment, and what I'm going to do the night before is I'm going to grab her dish and just have one dish down, because they have certain dishes, and I'm going to have her dish up, and I'm going to put a note on top of it, do not feed Lola, and I'm going to put a note on the dog food, do not feed Lola. So he wakes up a lot quicker than me, so he's usually the one that feeds them. I take a few minutes to hours. No, I take more time to wake up. I don't want to wake up. I'm not a morning person. So when we reschedule the appointment, that's what I need to do the night before. I need to make sure that there's notes, do not feed Lola, and pull her dish up so we both remember. And there's no, even if Junior throws a monkey wrench into the whatever engine, I don't know, we'll hopefully won't drop the ball. So that's kind of annoying, but oh well, life, right? Yeah, so it's just, I know this is all so boring, and I thank you if you're still here. And I'm gonna do a question, and I'll do a shout out on my page if you guys are still here and you answer the question. Who was the first speeding driver? No. Actually, that sounds like a good one if you were listening. Either that or how much is my breakfast sandwich? Okay, now it's recording again. Stupid phone calls. Okay. How much is my breakfast sandwich on the app? There we go. Or who was the speeding, what state was the speeding driver through the parking lot from? Either or both if you want. And I'll give you a shout out on the community page. I do one shout out per day, so you know, if it gets to be a couple people, I'm gonna write my list and do it day by day. I probably have more to talk about, but my brain is completely discombobulated. Put it this way, this is how stressed my week was. John dropped a video the other day, and I like didn't drop everything to go watch it. I think I haven't even watched it yet, which, oh my God. Oh my God, what is with people calling? But yeah, I didn't jump to go watch it. I still haven't watched it. Gonna watch it this morning. I was obsessed with this TV show, and I wasn't watching YouTube too much yesterday or Wednesday too much. I was watching this show called Reginald the Vampire. Highly recommend that video or that TV show. Really, really good. Hilarious. And then I watched The Whale last night, and I'm still not over that movie. Like, God. I cried for about a half hour after that movie. Anyways, so I highly recommend that movie as well. And this is almost a half hour, so I'm gonna go and get my sandwich and go home, log into work, put this up, edit it, all that good stuff, and till next time, laters.